Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel, The Holistic Boss. It's Coach Renee, your holistic health and wellness strategist. And in today's video, I'm going to be answering your questions on how drinking cabbage juice can heal your leaky gut or your colitis or so many other challenges that you may be facing, right? And I'm going to talk about the different illnesses and diseases that cabbage juice is known and has been proven to heal by drinking cabbage juice. I'm going to get to all your questions. Well, not all your questions, because I got over 200 questions in the comment section from my cabbage juice recipe video. So I condensed those questions as much as I could, because some of those questions were repeated questions, right? So I condensed it very, very small. So, I'm going to talk about different categories, whether it's the green cabbage or the purple cabbage, which one is right, how much do you drink, what does it heal, why do I have gas, all these questions I'm going to try to get to today, okay? But the first question that I'm going, so you want to go get first of all, you want to go get your pen, your pad, take notes so you can refer back to it later, right? The first question that I want to answer for you today is, how did I get leaky gut, right? Well, I didn't even know I had leaky gut until I was diagnosed with leaky gut, right? And this was way back in 2014, I will say. And I was diagnosed by a naturopathic doctor that I was seeing. And she took a lot of tests, right? Allergy tests, food tests, environmental tests to see which foods that I had an allergy to, which environments like aluminum, and all these different tests, right? So come to find out, I had leaky gut, and I had no idea what leaky gut meant, really. But so leaky gut could stem from a lot of things, right? It could come from eating bad food, unhealthy foods, foods that's full of toxins or genetically modified organisms. And this could stem from at a young age. We don't know. It's just bad, unhealthy habits, right? It could be coming from eating the same foods that doesn't have any nutritional value. It could be, it turns into an autoimmune disease. It's so many what ifs. So, but the good thing is, because I was fed up with all of the allergies, all of the breakouts, and the bloating and the gas and all of this kind of stuff, and I just could not figure it out to save my life. So I went to my naturopathic doctor, and she took a slew of tests, right? Lots of tests. Vitamin deficiencies showed up. Mineral deficiencies showed up, all these different deficiencies showed up, right? And I had already stopped eating gluten. And so come to find out, I had a gluten sensitivity, just so many things, right? I have so much information. So just follow me, and I'm going to try to stick with my notes that I've put together. So we don't know. But the rule of thumb is we always need to be cleansing our gut. And how do we cleanse our gut? We cleanse our gut on a regular basis by drinking healthy liquids like green juices, like cabbage juice, like beet juice, and green leafy juices with spinach and kale, all these things, right? We need to cleanse. That's how we cleanse and we detox. We need to eat whole and natural foods that are free of GMOs, genetically modified organisms. We need to eat our fruits, that's full of fiber. We need to eat our proteins that has fiber and the vitamins that we need, right? In our protein, we need a variety of healthy foods, and we have to stop eating out at these fast food restaurants, because that's what's wreaking havoc on our gut, right? Our gut is our second brain. And when our second brain is not functioning well, then of course our mind gets clogged up. and our immune system gets clogged up and unhealthy, and all these things starts to wreak havoc on us, right? And so leaky gut, also known as permeability, right? So we have to be cognizant every single day what we are feeding our bodies, our minds, and our souls, because this is the key to health and well-being. This is the key to disrupting illness and disease in our life. This is the key on how we remain energetic, how we remain youthful looking, great, beautiful skin, a clear mind without brain fog. It is in our diet, ladies and gentlemen. It's in our diet. And we know that all of our food, it sometimes can be a challenge, because we have to be aware of the fact, where are we getting our food from? Are we getting the best quality food that we can possibly find in our grocery stores, right? Because sometimes the food is altered. It's not growing on good soil, on healthy, clean soil, right? The food has been traveling for miles and miles and miles, and even from state to state, country to country. Think about it. How long has our food been sitting in the trucks? So we have to be cognizant of the fact what we're putting in our bodies. It's already challenging enough, right? We hear all these different things what to do to stay healthy, but you really have to take control of your own health and your well-being in order to stay healthy. All right, so leaky gut. And hopefully you understood what I just said, how I got leaky gut. I got it, once again, from unhealthy eating habits. It just is a slew of things, right? And when we eat unhealthy and we have unhealthy habits for so many years, then it finally catches up with us. And then it starts to turn into some type of disease or some type of illness, some type of inflammation. We have to keep the inflammation moving out of our system. That's inflammation backed up, starts disease, it starts illnesses, it starts all sorts of things. All right, that was number one. Number two, gut diseases that cabbage juice help to heal are colitis, inflammation of the the colon, diverticulitis, gut permeability, stomach ulcers. The research is out there. I've done research. You can go check for yourself. So many different stomach illnesses and diseases, right? And I'm going to also talk about the benefits. I'm going to talk about the benefits, 12 benefits on how cabbage juice can heal chronic inflammation, so many things, all right? So that was another question. So I'm gonna answer that question, but I want to first read the questions that was asked to me, right, from the comment section. Number three, what type of juicer am I using? The type of juicer that I used in that juice video, that cabbage juice video, was a ito, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right? That's a slow masticating juicer. That's what I use in the juicer when I did cabbage juice, and how it can heal your leaky gut, how it healed my leaky gut. Today, I'm using a Nama J2 juicer, and this video is not sponsored. If you can see it behind me, that is a Nama J2 juicer, and I love it, all right? That's the juicer that I use. The next question that I got from the comments was, how much can you drink a day? The rule of thumb, and you know I've said this over and over and over in all of my videos, that if you're juicing for the first time, if this is the first time that you are trying this juice, you want to start off small with a shot glass. And I've explained this over and over and over. You want to start off with the shot glass, right? To see how your immune system will respond to that new juice. If your immune system responds well, then you can ease up to a 4-ounce glass, right? And if your immune system works well with that 4-ounce glass, then ease on up to your 8-ounce glass once a day. And I'll get more into that as I answer the rest of these questions. Okay, so I'll get into that. So stay tuned to the end of this video. You don't want to miss out because I am trying to get to your questions, pertinent questions. All right, that was number 3. Number 4, how much can you drink a day? Once again, just like I said, it all depends on your system. Start small. Don't start off drinking a whole 8-ounce, 12-ounce glass a day when you've never tried this, because you don't know how your immune system will respond to the juice, right? So you always want to be cognizant of that. Number 5, how long can I freeze or store my cabbage? I'm going to answer that. Once again, I'm going to answer that. When you're drinking juices or you're making your fresh juice, you always want to drink your fresh juice when you make it. So you can receive and obtain the nutrients from that juice right then, so it can go right to your bloodstream and do its magic. Do its healing process, right? If you are juicing for a week or you're on a juice challenge or something like that, you can store your juices up to 7 days, 4 to 7 days. I don't like to store my juices, really, to be honest, unless I'm doing it for, like I said, a challenge. If I do, 7 days is the max. 4 to 7 days is the max. And really, I don't even store my juice that long because I drink it right when I make it or the next day. If I make more than 1 glass, then I'll save it. Of course, I'll save it. But you want to use a lid that's airtight on your mason jar or your juice jar, okay? All right, so that was number 5. Number 6, can you substitute coconut water for other liquids? The short answer is yes, you can. Yes, you can. It depends on what type of juice you're making. If it's your cabbage juice, I don't need coconut water in my cabbage juice, but these are just questions that I got in the comments that I'm answering, okay? So the answer is yes, you can. You can always substitute pure water, reverse osmosis, or filtered water. You can always use coconut milk, right? Non-dairy milk, right? Number 7, is it normal to pee after drinking your cabbage juice or any other juice for that matter? Absolutely, it is. That is how you release the toxins that's been stuck in your system for so long. You pee them out and you poop them out. This is how you release the toxins, okay? So don't get alarmed. If you're not peeing and pooping out, then, and it doesn't always happen right away. Sometimes, when your body is trying to release toxins, when it's detoxing from all of the toxic waste, you might start to feel nauseated. You may have upset stomach. You might have headaches. You might not sleep well. And what that is doing, the toxins inside are trying to bind up themselves so they can be pushed out of your system. Why? Because they don't belong inside of our system, right? So that's what happens. Because when I made that juice a couple of days ago, it was the beet juice and it was the, what did I make? I think beet juice, celery, and something else. I make so many juices. But that video I just made a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it, right? But that juice, after I drank that juice, it was a whole 8-ounce glass, right? I start to feel some kind of way, like not like nausea, right? What it was doing was binding up those toxins inside of my system. And 20 minutes later, I was in the bathroom pooping, right? So I'm just saying, I know that's a lot of information, but this is how juices work. That's why I said, if I've had a hard, long week or something like that, or if I feel that my body is just overworked, from all the things that I do in my life, then I will come home or I will get up that next morning and I will just make me a juice that's going to detox my body. And it works, right? I'm a living witness for this. I've been doing this for a long time. And so I know which juices work for me. And I know, we're all different. We're all unique. God made us, he created all of our bodies different. And so what works for me may not work for you, but we have to figure out what will work for you, because there are recipes that will work for you. All right, beautiful. All right. So that was number 8. When is the best time to drink? Oh, number 8. When is the best time to drink cabbage juice? Morning, midday, or night? Well, I always like to drink my juices, whether it's whatever juice I'm making. I like to drink it in the morning. Why? Because that gets me started. That gets my energy going. That gets me cleansed, right, for that day. Can you drink it in the middle of the day to drink up to get a pick-me-up juice? Absolutely. You can do a pick-me-up juice, a green juice in the middle of the day. At night, before you go to bed, I wouldn't highly recommend that, because why? You might be up all night going to the bathroom, whether you're pooping or peeing, right? Who wants to disturb their beautiful sleep? So in the morning or midday is the best time to drink your juices. On an empty stomach is best. When I drink whether it's cabbage juice, carrot juice, beet juice, I drink those on an empty stomach so I can get those toxins out of me, right? Because I think the way you want to look at it like this. We want to remove the waste the next morning from the previous day of all the foods that we've eaten, right? That's a great way to look at how you cleansing your body. So if we're not urinating or pooping the next morning, then there's a problem. So we need to clean the waste out the next morning when we wake up. If you have a problem doing that, then you want to begin to train your body to start cleansing itself the morning that you wake up, right? Can you do it? Yes, you can. You can do this. You can do this. All right. Okay. So that was 8. So 9, can I take medications while drinking cabbage juice? This is a lot. I get a lot of questions and responses about this. And I'm really, really big on this. If you are taking blood thinners, any type of medication, you want to consult your doctor. You say, well, why do I want to talk to my doctor when I'm trying to heal naturally? Well, get you a naturopathic doctor, someone that can, guide you through this process when you're on medication, right? If you cannot afford a naturopathic doctor, then ask your regular medical doctor. If you don't like your regular medical doctor, then switch. There are plenty of great doctors out there that care about your health and your well-being, that are on the holistic side and the conventional side. So I would definitely recommend that before you try any juice recipe that I share on this channel, or food for that matter, or smoothies, that if you're on any type of medication, blood thinners, check with them. Because certain medications, blood thinners, do not work well with certain recipes. And I'm really specifically talking about, turmeric. It doesn't go well with blood thinners medication. So just be cognizant, just kind of use your brain and figure out, can I drink this juice and take this medication, right? So just kind of be aware of that. Don't just try something because someone says it. Do your research, and, because it's your body. Become the holistic boss of your body. Take back control of your health and your well-being. And this is a great way to do it. And I'm trying my best to teach you how to do that, right? Okay. That was number 9. Number 10. Does this help? When they say, does this help? Meaning, does drinking cabbage juice, does drinking any kind of green juice help with SIBO, ISBO, small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. Some of you out there may be suffering from small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. Yes, this will help you with that, right? This is how drinking cabbage juice can help you manage your small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. Is it going to happen in a day? No. Is it going to happen in a week? Probably not. So you're going to have to drink it on a regular basis. And I'll talk about how long shortly here, right? To see the healing start to take place, right? It took me a long time to heal my body. And I have to continue daily with these healthy habits. I implement healthy habits every single day. I have to. Why? Because if I don't, then I'm going to have all of these toxins continue to build up. You know, we get toxins again from the wind blowing. We get toxins from the unhealthy foods we eat. We get toxins from just so many things, you know, believe it or not, from some of the clothes we wear. It's just toxins everywhere, environmental toxins. We cannot avoid toxins because we're outside in the elements every day, and that's where they come from. We have to eat. Even if we eat organic, sometimes the bacteria, the toxins from the conventional dirts and things seep over into our organic. So that's why it's important to wash our fruits and our vegetables, right? Because we're putting in that bacteria, we're putting in all those debris and things like that. So I can go on and on, as you can see. All right. Number 11, why do you take out the seeds? Somebody asked, why do I take out the seeds in some of my fruits things? Well, if you go back in time, I talked about that in one of my videos, but I don't like putting seeds in even though seeds, you know, like seeds in lemons, seeds in fruits like oranges and apples, you know, some of those have been known to be toxic. Although I don't have my information in front of me right now, but sometimes I take out the seeds depending on the fruit, right? Depending on what fruit that is, you know. Of course, lemons, I just take them out. That's up to you. I show you on this channel how I do it, right? And you pick and choose what's going to work for you. But that might not be the best answer for you, but I just take out my seeds. I've been doing it for a long time. Now, when it comes to the peeling on the lemon or on the apple, most of the time, or you know, or any fruits, or veggies, I leave the peeling in if I'm juicing, like carrots, apples. Sometimes most of the time I leave the peelings on, the skin on, and sometimes I take it off. If I'm doing beet juice, of course, I'm going to cut off that skin, right? I don't want, you know, fruits, some fruits are just dirty. They're just really dirty, right? And if you've ever washed your red beets or your orange beets or bought them, you can see the dirt. You know, I don't care how hard you scrub them, how much you put on there, you're still going to have dirt. And sometimes I don't want the beet dirt. After I washed it, I just cut it off, right? So we just have to figure out what's going to work best for us. And there's so many rules out there about what's right and what's wrong. Just pick what's best for you, right? Okay. Let's see. That was number 11. Number 12, can you add powders to juice? Like wheat powders or protein powders. I don't add protein powders and wheat powders to my juice. Depending on the powders that you want. Like if I want to use something like, I'm show and tell. So if I want to use something like chlorella powder, and I use this sometimes when I'm eating my granola bowls, I'll add like a small teaspoon of chlorella powder, right? And if I just feel like I need an extra boost of something after I make my juice, then I may put a little bit of powder in there. But protein powder in a juice, I don't do that, right? So I've never done that. So I typically do not add powders to my juice. Smoothies, yes. I add powders to my smoothie if I want to add some type of protein or something like that. And if I do, it's going to be a plant-based protein, right? All right. So I just wanted to share that with you. So now, 13, what can you add or combine to your cabbage juice? Oh, I have 20 questions, so I'm almost done with those, okay? What can you add or combine with your cabbage juice? So you can combine carrots, celery, beets. You don't want to overdo it, but you can add up to 2 or 3 different veggies, right? So basically, you can add, my rainbow juice, and I'll make that again for you one day. I made a rainbow juice like a year or so ago, a few years ago, actually. So when I made my rainbow juice, I added, fruits and vegetables, and it came out so beautiful. It looked just like a rainbow. So you can add, like I said, beets and carrots and celery and leafy greens, spinach and kale and all that stuff. You can add and make it delicious, but you want a good recipe. You don't want to just add all that stuff just because you can. You want it to taste good, and you want it to be beneficial to what you're trying to accomplish, right? What are you trying to combat? Is it colitis? Is it leaky gut? Is it diabetes, right? So you want to make sure that when you're making your juice, that it's going to serve the purpose that you want to heal naturally. And that's why I invite you to go watch my videos on the 7-day juice challenge that I did last year. It's 7 videos, and the first video is I'm showing you how I clean my fruits and my vegetables, right? And then the second video is all about cleansing. All those videos is about cleansing. So please go watch those. And I'll put them in I'll link a description, put a link in the description of this video. Okay. All right. Let's see. 14, how does cabbage juice help? I'm going to get to that next. And as soon as I finish these other few questions, how can cabbage juice help? Stay tuned to the end of this video. All right. All right. 15, how do you know when juice is helping? What are the results? How do we know that the juice is benefiting our bodies, our immune system, giving us the energy that we need to thrive? How do we know that? Well, we know because we're going to pee it out and we're going to poop it out. And then we're going to start feeling better. We're going to get more energy. We're going to sleep better. Our skin is going to look great and clear. We're going to have no more brain fog. And we're going to start to feel the healing of our body. Those are all the signs, right? And once again, we're all unique. God created us all different. So we're all going to have different signs of healing. You might feel more energy. I might get 9 hours of sleep more instead of 2, some of you, right? And I'm just being facetious right there. But so it could show up in so many different ways. But just know that when you start cleansing process, you are going to feel nauseous. You may have a stomach ache. You may have a headache. You might feel moody, right? You might feel confused. Why? Because these toxins they're binding up inside of your system, your immune system, and they're trying to find their way out. And that's good, because the next day, guess what? When you let them out, you're going to be feeling great. You're going to be like, oh, I can jump hoops now. All right. That was number 15. Those are how do you know when this juice is helping? What are the results? Number 16, what does cabbage juice help to heal and manage? I'm going to get to your questions. Stay tuned, right? Don't go nowhere. All right, 17, conventional versus organic purple, green cabbage. That's coming up as well, right? All right, number 19, what is vitamin U? Vitamin U is in cruciferous vegetables like cabbage, broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts. Vitamin U shows up when you're making cabbage juice. It's really a compound and not looked at as a vitamin, but it's a compound, all right? All right, 20. This is 20. So I took 200 plus questions and condensed them down to 20 questions. Now, finally, number 20, I wanted to address the noisy juicer because some of you have mentioned you're just now seeing that video, and that video was done over a year ago, right? And you're just now seeing it. So you're like, get a new juicer. Why is it so noisy? Whatever. So that was a gift. That juicer that I had was a beautiful brand new gift. And because it was noisy, because it was getting old and tired, just like our bodies get old and tired, but we can keep them young and youthful, right? So it was time to get a new juicer, and I realized that, right? But that was over a year ago, ladies and gentlemen. So I told you now I have a new juicer, and it's working well. But the main thing is sometimes we have to overlook what seems like is distracting us and listen for the benefits of the video, right? All right, there you have it. Okay, now I am going to switch gears, and we are going to get more in depth really quickly here and talk about how to drink cabbage juice, when to drink cabbage juice, how it helps the gut and the inflammation get out of your system and your body. So I want to talk about, I'm going to give you 12 health benefits of cabbage juice and how it helps chronic inflammation. Okay. All right. So, and we're talking about green cabbage right now. We're talking about green cabbage, and probably purple cabbage is the same, right? Same, not much same. So first of all, whether you're drinking green cabbage or purple cabbage, or juicing rather, whether you're juicing green cabbage or purple cabbage, they both have a plethora of nutrients inside. They are packed with nutrients, and there's beneficial, right? It helps to alleviate your chronic inflammation. Many of you out there suffering from chronic inflammation, whether it's in your fingers, your toes, your legs, your knees, your back. When your back hurts, that could be inflammation, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, stuck. If we're not pooping, it can turn into a backache, right? And I'm not talking about those of you who may have had injuries to your back. I'm talking about back problems from unhealthy diets, from unhealthy lifestyles, right? These are some of the things you're going to have to take note of. What are you doing on a consistent basis to keep yourself healthy or unhealthy? What are you doing daily that's causing these aches and these pains, this inflammation, this chronic inflammation that keeps coming and it won't go away? We have to get to the bottom of this. And that's what I do as a holistic health and wellness coach. I like to get to the bottom of your challenges, right? I like to help you recognize what you are doing or what you might not be doing, right? Okay, so we know that, like I said, cabbage is full of vitamins. It's an anti-inflammatory, which means that it fights against inflammation when you drink this juice. So when you drink this cabbage juice, it's going to push this inflammation out of our body, which causes pain. Inflammation causes pain. It causes disease. It causes so many problems. And we don't realize this until we stop and listen to our bodies, right? All right, so here are the 12 health benefits of cabbage juice for chronic inflammation. Number 1, cabbage juice, drinking cabbage juice is rich in antioxidants, right? It contains high amounts of vitamin C, flavonoids, and carotenoids. And these are what help fight chronic inflammation. These both act like antioxidants, right? These free radicals that are lurking in our body, we need to get those free radicals out of our system. So drinking cabbage juice will help to do that. Now, and then the purple cabbage is rich in anthocyanins. I can't say that word. Some of these words you can't say, but I try to learn much as I can. I love words. But yeah, so the purple cabbage is rich in anthocyanins. And this is how the cabbage becomes so dark and purple. Those are the pigment colors, right? You might see blue cabbage, you might see purple cabbage. These, like in fruits and vegetables, those are how the dark fruits like beets, grapes, purple cabbage, this is how they get their dark pigment, right? From the anthocyanins. And I probably butchered that word. It's okay. They have potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties inside of each of those, right? And which helps to reduce inflammation at the cellular levels. Ladies and gentlemen, when we drink juices, green juices, cabbage juice, carrot juice, it gets to the cellular level of our bodies. And that's what we want. We want healthy cells. We want healthy bones. We want healthy vision. We want healthy nails and hair and skin. We want healthy muscles. We want a healthy immune system. We want a healthy heart. Right? We have to feed everything. Our body needs vitamins and nutrients and minerals in every part of the body. And if we're missing anything, something is going to be compromised, and then it's going to start to fail us. And especially when we mature in life, when we age in life, we have to even be more cognizant of the fact, oh my gosh, my bones need more help. What can I do to nourish that bone or those bones? What can I do to heal whatever I just hit, like my knee or something like that, or that bruise? What can I do to heal that? How can I get more vitamins and minerals for my teeth, my gums, my hair, right? I know a lot of people, when they start to age, men and women, start to lose our hair. It starts to thin. Well, have we thought about, are we getting enough of those vitamins and minerals in our foods and our drinks, right? Are we getting enough zinc? Are we getting enough potassium? Are we getting enough B vitamins, right? B vitamins are so important for our overall health and our well-being. Are we getting enough vitamins to support our muscles, the bones, like vitamin C? Vitamin C to boost our immune system, to keep us from getting all these colds and influenza, the flu, and all these things, right? This is how we keep our system strong, ladies and gentlemen. We have to remember the vitamins in the foods that we're eating. If we're eating out on a daily basis, a regular basis, or a weekly basis, guess what? That fast food does not have any nutritional value unless you have specifically chosen a fast food restaurant that caters toward healthy living. And they do have those, because I will frequent those if I need to, right? So I'm saying we have to be cognizant of our choices that we make on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, because it matters to our health, all right? So, okay, so that was number one, rich cabbage juice. Drinking cabbage juice is rich in antioxidants. Number two, it's high in vitamin K. We need vitamin K to help our blood clot, right? We need vitamin K. And vitamin K is found in a lot of leafy green veggies. That's why you always hear anything that you read or you research, you're going to hear how important it is to get your leafy greens and your fruits and your vegetables. Why? Because that vitamin K is so important. We got to have that vitamin K. right? So both the green and the purple cabbage are excellent sources of vitamin K. So you're not going to miss your vitamin K if you do green cabbage or if you do purple. You're going to get them in either cabbage, right? This is another vital vitamin that helps inflammation. Get that inflammation gone, right? We got to get it gone. Let's see. It is also, vitamin K helps reduce the activity of pro-inflammatory molecules like cytokines, right? Cytokines. I probably said that wrong too. And prostaglandins. This helps prevent chronic inflammation. Can you, ladies and gentlemen, remember when we were kids and our parents said, eat your vegetables, eat your fruit? They knew something that we didn't even know, right? So what they were saying is, this is going to keep you healthy. This is going to help you grow and develop into somebody strong. The same works today. I don't know, somewhere we got lost in our teenage years, our 20s, our 30s, somewhere we got lost and we started eating whatever we wanted, whatever we saw in sight, right? So it's almost like, when we get older, we forget that we still have to eat healthy. We still have to eat our fruits and our vegetables, right? It's the same as when we were kids. It is. It's the same. So we're like going back in time, right? All right. That was number 2. High in vitamin C, cabbage, drinking cabbage juice. Number 3, it contains sulforaphane. Sulforaphane. And I'm pronouncing it like it looks, right? All right. So this is a sulfur containing compound that's found in cabbage and in other cruciferous vegetables like green cabbage, broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, all the cruciferous vegetables this is found in, right? Cauliflower. And it's been shown to activate inflammatory enzymes, right? And inhibit and prevent the production of inflammatory cytokines. That's awesome news. Right? That's awesome news. And I know some of you probably said, I don't like cabbage. I don't want to eat it. I don't want to drink it. That's okay. That's okay. You can have kale juice. You can have spinach juice. That has vitamin K. A lot of vitamins inside that as well. All right. And because this thing, and I keep going back to chronic arthritis. Yes, because I get, or chronic inflammation, because I get a lot of questions about, or comments, where people share that they're having arthritis. They got arthritis here and there. Well, as I explained in one of my previous videos, that itis, anything that ends in itis, is inflammation. Arthur is joint. So if you put the two of those together, arthritis, that's inflammation of the joint. If you say colonitis, what is itis? Inflammation. Colon, inflammation of the colon, right? So anytime we have inflammation in any part of our body, there is a medical term for that, right? Bursitis, arthritis. There's so many itises out there, and we have to tackle itis, myelitis, right? Rhinitis. There's so many itises out there. I cannot name them all, but there's a lot of them, and we have to get this inflammation at bay. So the key here, if you haven't figured this out, the key here is to keep the inflammation gone. Keep the inflammation at bay. All right. Let me keep moving. All right. So that was number 3. Number 4, drinking cabbage juice is rich in fiber, right? It has a lot of fiber, which is why it helps our gut microbiome. We want to heal our gut microbiome. That second brain, we got to keep that gut microbiome healthy, right? Which is very crucial for inflammation, for fighting this inflammation, for regulating our inflammation. Because we know that if our gut bacteria is in balance, it can trigger systemic inflammation, right? But the cabbage juice is going to help restore a healthy gut, and it's going to reduce the inflammation. It's going to help give you a healthy gut lining like it did for me. I cannot tell you how bad my gut was. I was not receiving the nutrients from none of my foods, which is why they call it leaky gut. All the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals was leaking out of my gut. Until I got that gut healthy, the microbiome, then I was not going to be able to sustain the vitamins that my body so desperately needed. All right. All right. That was 4, rich in fiber. Number 5 is the anti-ulcer and digestive health. It helps ulcers. It helps to heal your ulcers and your digestive. If you have digestive issues, I know some of you have said, well, I have digestive issues. Will it help? Yes, it will. But you have to know when, how much to drink this cabbage juice. And you have to, once again, obtain, and maintain a healthy diet balance. You cannot just drink cabbage juice and eat hamburgers and hot dogs. Can't do that. You can't drink cabbage juice and green juices and eat ice cream and cookies every day. That's not going to work. Sorry to bust your bubble, but that won't work. All right. So we have to adopt a healthy diet along with drinking our juices, right? Again, this helps to treat ulcers. It helps IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and it calms the inflamed stomach, gut, and any other parts of your body that might be inflamed. All right, that was number 5. Number 6, it supports the immune system function, and I have 12. So this is number 6. We got 6 more to go. So hang in there with me to the end. All right. So why does drinking cabbage juice help support the immune system? It's full of vitamin C. And what did I say earlier? Vitamin C is what pumps up our immune system. We need our immune system pumped up, right? So we can fight these colds, we can fight the flu, we can fight all of the bacteria, whatever these things are going on, lurking around, right? This is how we keep strong. Vitamin C is, I can't tell you how important that is. You need to be consuming your vitamin C in your fruits and your vegetables. And some of you may say, well, I can't get it through my fruits and vegetables. That's when you consult with your doctor and see how much vitamin C you need to take in a supplementary form, right? Supplementation is another video. I said I was going to talk about that. I have not gotten to that yet, but I will talk about to supplement or not to supplement. All right. Okay. All right. That was number 6. It helps support the immune system. Number 7, it manages chronic pain. How does it manage the chronic pain? Because cabbage juice will begin to help release those toxins that's lurking up inside of your gut, right? Those toxins. That's how it helps to manage chronic pain. Because when you release those toxins, guess what? Your pain is going to slowly dissipate. It's going to slowly disappear and go away. But you have to, again, eat a healthy and balanced diet. You have to get your proper rest, your proper sleep every night. So this channel is why I talk about we have to learn how to nourish our minds and our bodies and our souls in order to reap all of the benefits, not just part of the benefits, but all of these benefits, right? All right, that was number 7, help manage chronic pain. Number 8, it supports our liver. Do you know how important our liver is? Liver is one of our largest organs, and the liver works hard. And when we eat unhealthy foods, our liver is having a hard time, or even drink unhealthy drinks. Not good for the liver, right? We have to give our liver a break from all of these unhealthy eating habits, from this unhealthy liquids like alcohol and beer and all of that. Not good for the liver. We have to figure out what can we change in our diets, in our drinking. What can we change? How can we do this? Right? I can only share these things with you, and it's up to you to take action. Action will speak very loudly. Action speaks louder than words, right? When you go and take action, you're going to see a difference in your body, in your health and your well-being, right? So again, this green cabbage supports the liver. It detoxifies the liver, right? This is how you get rid of these toxins and these other harmful things that's inside, right? All right. And it has potassium. We need our potassium. We need our potassium. This helps to lower our blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, it reduces inflammation in the blood vessels. Think about that. If you have high blood pressure and you have your blood vessels are unhealthy, you got inflammation just all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. Inflammation is the key. Releasing, removing, getting rid of that inflammation in the body is one of the main keys to a healthier lifestyle. Healthier lifestyle. You'd be surprised how much inflammation is the cause of your illness and your disease, right? We need our fiber, our phytonutrients, and all of this to help battle this. Number 10, drinking cabbage juice helps to reduce joint inflammation. And I've already said this earlier, joint inflammation. A lot of you have joint problems. You know, you wake up and your leg can't move it or it's stuck, right? Something is stuck. Not only do we need to remove the inflammation by eating and drinking healthier, we also need to be active in our exercise. We need to be active in our exercise. I don't care if you're walking. I don't care if you're able to lift a 5-pound weight or 10-pound to get these arms stronger, your muscles and your bones stronger, right? We have to be active, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be active daily. And if you're not able to walk, you can still do chair exercises. There are plenty of chair exercises you can do sitting, even lying. You know, if you had an accident and you're not able to sit up straight or whatever, you can, and you gotta, here's another key, your mind. Your mind plays a huge role in whether or not your body can heal naturally. Because our bodies, ladies and gentlemen, was created by God to heal naturally. But we also have to remember, what are we telling ourselves? If we say that we can't heal, guess what? We won't. But if we are adamant about healing our bodies naturally, and we're saying this thing every single day, guess what? We're going to start to heal along with our drinking healthy and our eating healthy habits. We can do this. We can. All right. So that was number 10, reduces joint inflammation, you know, like arthritis and gout. Gout. Have you ever had gout? That's inflammation. That's another form of inflammation. Something that you've been eating too much of. Perhaps it was seafood, a fish. Something you were eating too much of gave you gout. And gout will stop you in your tracks, pretty much. You will not be able to walk. You will be in pain. That gout is no joke. All right? That was number 11. That was number 10, reduces joint inflammation. Number 11, it fights skin inflammation. How do we know we have inflammation on our skin? Dermatitis, inflammation of the skin. Derm means skin. Again, inflammation of the skin. It can show topically. It can show on your face, your neck, your arms, your back, your leg, anywhere on your body. Dermatitis can show up. I grew up with eczema. Along with eczema, asthma. I had allergy, rash all over, well, mostly in my arms and my legs, on my face. I remember as a young girl, 13 years old, I had eczema on my face. And that's the first thing that we see, people. And we're looking at people looking at my face, wondering, what the world is that on her face, right? It wasn't pretty, ladies and gentlemen. Eczema, dermatitis, inflammation of the skin. I was eating something wrong that didn't register with my skin. I didn't know. Perhaps my parents didn't know, right? It could have been the environment where I was living, right? We have so many toxins in our environment. A lot of you are allergic to pollen, ragweed, all these things. But what do we do to remove the inflammation that keeps coming at us? We have to continue to drink pure water, clean juices, eat healthy, rest healthy, live healthy. All these things combine themselves, and that's what gives us a healthy lifestyle. Look at me, right? How did I get rid of that eczema on my face? It was because I made a choice at a young age. I remember leaving California, going to Texas to stay with my great aunt and my great uncle. I stayed the summer. When I left, my face was clean. It was the environment and the food. I had great meals every day. I had a great environment. So we have to check out our environments also, right? How do we get rid of this psoriasis and this acne? Acne, if you have acne, are you drinking enough water? Drink these green juices. This cabbage will help you with these vitamins, these minerals, the fiber that's inside of this cabbage. It's going to help you, right? All these vitamins, even vitamin A and C. All right, number 12. It finally, what can drinking cabbage juice do? It can also help you lose those extra pounds that you don't want. You trying to lose those pounds so hard, but you don't have to do it that way. You can drink this cabbage juice or green juices, effortlessly lose the extra pounds. I lost a whole dress size when I went raw, when I went on a juice binge, when I stopped eating all those things, unhealthy foods that did not agree with me. And then some of the healthy foods I thought was good for me was not, right? I found out on my allergy test. Oh, you have an allergy to tomatoes, or you have an allergy to papaya. You have an allergy to this and an allergy to seafood. It's like, what can I eat? So we have to figure out, what do we have an allergy to? And then stop eating that so you can start the healing process of your gut, your body, your mind, and your soul. All right. So those are the 12 what did I call this, guys? Girls, these are the 12 health benefits of drinking cabbage juice. Sorry, get excited. These are the 12 health benefits of what drinking cabbage juice can do for you. All right. Now, I want to talk really quickly because I need to get off of here. But I want to talk about really quickly about the 7 stomach diseases and conditions that cabbage juice can help you benefit from. All right. And I'm just going to go through these real quickly. Right. So stay tuned. Stay with me. Stay with me. All right. Number 1, leaky gut syndrome. That's what I had. That's how I healed my leaky gut. Can it happen again? Can it come back? Yes, it can come back. Yeah, I can get leaky gut again. How? If I'm not eating healthy, if I'm not sleeping healthy, if I'm not exercising, if I'm not getting the nutrients and the vitamins that my body needs, yes, I can, right? Leaky gut, right? Next, toxins and chemicals. This disease, these 7 stomach diseases, I'm talking about 7 stomach diseases and conditions that benefit from cabbage juice, that benefit from drinking cabbage juice. Leaky gut, right? Toxins and chemicals, because it pushes the toxins and chemicals out. Pathogens. What are pathogens? It's bacteria, it's viruses, it's parasites, right? Where do we get all this? Unhealthy habits. So when I say viruses, I'm just leave it there. Viruses. Okay. All right. Number 4, inflammatory molecules, cytokines. Inflammatory cytokines often released during the infection or autoimmune conditions, right? This can damage the gut lining if we're not cleansing right. And this is what helped me My gut lining was out of whack, out of control. All right. Let's see. I said the inflammatory molecules. Next, we have the food proteins, like gluten, casein, that's in a lot of dairy products, right? That's a protein. And I talked about this also. So you want to, in one of my videos, just go and do a video binge. Look at some of those videos, right? Lectins and other anti-nutrients. What are lectins? Lectins are found in lots of fruits, lots of beans and lentils, right? They're compounds, right? And they're grains. And some of you have allergies to nightshades. What are nightshades? Nightshades are like tomatoes, bell peppers, right? These are some of the nightshades that you may have an allergy to that you do not realize it, but you need to cleanse your gut from them, right? Medications. When we use medications for a long time, antibiotics, aspirin, all the amoxicillins that we took for ear infections when we were kids, and all those, they're in our system. And until we cleanse them, they're going to be stuck. So we got to cleanse our gut. We have to cleanse them, right? But this is all how you can benefit from drinking the cabbage juice, right? We can get these toxins and chemicals out of our system. We get chemicals from the amalgams in our mouth, which I had removed in 2017. Amalgams. The silver that's in our mouths are toxic, and it's leaking into our bloodstream. So this is wreaking havoc. It's adding to everything else. All these things added together, when we're not cleansing, it's going to make us sick at some point. So we have to figure out how to do this cleanse. How do we eat healthy every single day or week, right? So cabbage juice also is, drinking cabbage juice, you can benefit from, like I said, get this medication out of you that's been up in you for long years, 20 years. I used to take asthma medicine. That stuff was the nastiest stuff. It was yellow. Ugh. It was just nasty. So I had to get all that out that was stuck inside of my system. And I didn't even know it as a child, right? Like antibiotics and steroids and all this stuff. So we have to be aware of this. And then we got foodborne toxins that drinking cabbage juice can help also. Foodborne toxins. The mycotoxins. These are toxic substances that are produced by certain molds. Are you living in a moldy house or moldy apartment or moldy work area at work and don't realize it? We have to be aware of these things, ladies and gentlemen. All these added into our body and we don't know it is wreaking havoc on our system, right? Bacterial toxins. Some bacteria that's produced, it harms the gut, again, from food, from, like I said, medications, and from the environment, and from so many things. So these are some of the seven top stomach diseases that cabbage juice can help to heal. I hope you got all of those. And if you didn't, let me just say it real quick one more time. Leaky gut, number 1. Number 2 is toxins and chemicals. Number 3, pathogens. What are pathogens? Again, that's bacteria, viruses, and or parasites. Number 4, inflammatory molecules, right? Number 5 was food proteins. The gluten, the casein, the lectins, and the anti-inflammatory. This can help, drinking cabbage juice can help cleanse and heal all of these illnesses, right? If we do it properly, and you may need to be under the care of someone who knows how to help you through this, all right? And the last one, number 7, was foodborne toxins. This is from mycotoxins, bacteria toxins, right? And I've already beat those toxins up from where you can get these toxins from. All right, beautiful. You have been a awesome crowd today, and I really thank you for staying with me until the end. And for the last here thing, well, maybe not the last, close to last. So I didn't say, oh, you know what? I have some additional information for you that I did some research on. So I didn't talk about these, but these are, again, added to the other diseases or the other illnesses or conditions that you may be experiencing within your health and your well-being right now, how you can benefit from drinking cabbage juice. Gastritis, right? What is gastritis? Inflammation of the stomach, right? The stomach lining, rather. 2, ulcers. Like, there's been studies out there how cabbage juice have helped heal ulcers, right? Those of you with peptic ulcers, any kind of stomach issues, the research is out there, ladies and gentlemen. Drinking cabbage juice, because it has the glutamine in it, right? Which is how it helps to heal the stomach lining. Like I said, it helps to heal and repair. And that's what we want. We want to heal and repair. We want to repair and heal our stomach lining so we can receive the vitamins and nutrients from other foods that we're eating, other healthy and whole foods that we're eating for our mind and our body and our soul, right? All right, number 2 is, I said number 2 already. Number 3 is acid reflux. Do some of you have GERD out there drinking cabbage juice? You have to do it on a regular basis. Now, once again, if you're drinking this cabbage juice and it's making you sicker than you want to feel sick, or sicker than you want to be sick, then you want to cut back or you want to stop it altogether, because at that point you might be experiencing something totally different, and then that's when you need to consult your medical doctor, one that you can trust and lean on. If you don't trust your doctor, then you need to change doctors. Perhaps you need to look for a natural doctor, a naturopathic, a holistic doctor, right? They're out there, and I know some of them do not take insurance, and that's probably your biggest question. So just do your research and see because you do have conventional doctors out there that do practice holistic and naturopathic medicine, right? They practice conventional doctors. There's some conventional doctors out there who do practice conventional, holistic, naturopathic, healthy practice out there. So check them out. They're out there. All right, I already said, so number 3 was acid reflux. Number 4, IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. These are the benefits of drinking cabbage juice. Number 6, gastric reflux. What is that? Heartburn. Do you have heartburn? I know you're probably saying, cabbage juice give me heartburn. Maybe it's something else. Check it out. Take notes. That's why I talk about keep a food diary. And after you eat each meal, write down how you feel. If you feel some kind of way, if you feel sluggish, if you feel tired, if you feel sleepy, if you feel sick, write that down. Number 7, colitis. I already talked about colitis, inflammation of the colon, which could be an inflammatory bowel disease. Number 8 is constipation. All this has to do with the bowels, eating the wrong foods. So, but this can turn those things around, drinking cabbage juice. Number 9, bloating and gas. I know some of you say, I get bloated when I drink cabbage juice. I get gas. Well, guess what? I have too. But the next thing I know, I was in the bathroom pooping it out. And then the bloating went away. So we have to know what we're doing when we do this. So you have to try and test. If it doesn't work, I suggest that you slow down, don't drink as much, maybe start. That's why I always say start small. Or if you don't know exactly how to do it, get someone who's a professional and that can help guide you through this juice process, all right? That's why I'm trying to help you with this. All right, so number 10 is if you have any type of food intolerance and sensitivities like I did, then drinking this cabbage juice can help heal those intolerances and those sensitivities like it has me. When I eat my meals, my gut should not bloat up and I should not get gas. And if I do, that means I ate the wrong food, or there was an ingredient inside that food that did not agree with my stomach, my immune system, right? And so my meals, 96% of my meals, I do not get bloated, I do not get gas. And so the other percentage, then I ate the wrong thing, or I ate something that had the wrong spices in it, it had the wrong oils in it, it had the wrong something, which is why I say prepare your meals at home, so you know exactly what's going inside of those meals that you're preparing. All right, number 11 is H. pylori infection. Some of you have said something about you have an H. pylori infection. How can you heal? Drinking cabbage juice. This is one. All right. This has been a study on this, right? And this is some kind of bacteria that causes stomach ulcers or gastritis. So it's an infection, right? So those of you who are suffering from that, check out the cabbage juice recipe. Because of all of these properties within cabbage juice, this is why it's getting rid of the inflammation. It's all this inflammation. Number 12, the last one here that I'm going to talk about today is stomach cancer. And this is a study that I was reading about that, it's the properties within inside of the cabbage, right, that helps to heal the stomach lining. Because when our stomach lining is inflamed, detox, then nothing seems to be functioning properly. So we don't know what we might get, right? If our bodies are inflamed with inflammation, we might get diabetes, we might get heart disease, we might get cancer, we might get some other kind of disease. But it behooves us to constantly fill our bodies with healthy and whole foods. And that includes green juices, whether it's a kale juice or spinach juice, or even a broccoli juice. I've made broccoli juice, a carrot juice, a beet juice, a lemon juice, a lime juice. Right? We have to have a healing, healthy juice. Ginger juice. Right? Garlic juice. You name it, we can juice it. But we have to be open-minded and willing to accept and receive how to change. Because living healthy is a lifestyle. It's not a one-time fix. It's a lifestyle. And if you are ready, willing, and able to change your life, your health, and your well-being, your lifestyle, you're going to have to adopt a healthy lifestyle. All right? Beautiful. All right. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end. I'm grateful for all of you, all of my viewers. Thank you for my new subscribers. Thank you for your thumbs up, your likes, and all of those things. And thank you most of all for wanting to change your life, your health, and well-being to become something better than you were in the past. Something better today than you were in the past. All right? All right, beautiful. That's it for today. Once again, this is Coach Renee, your holistic health and wellness strategist, and I try to come to you every time with something new, something that's going to change the trajectory of your health and your well-being naturally for the mind, the entire body, and your soul. All right? Until next time, you stay whole, healthy, and happy. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. You thought I was finished, didn't you? Not quite. Not quite. Okay, so, I said that drinking cabbage juice, you want to make sure you drink it in moderation. Not 2 or 3 times a day, right? Moderation is always key. And I tell you that a lot. I tell you to diversify your food. I tell you to diversify your drink, and also tell you drink in moderation, especially if it's your first time, right? So how often should you drink cabbage juice to heal your gut lining, heal your inflammation, heal whatever that thing is that you're trying to heal? Well, you want to drink it at least once or twice a day. I drink mine once a day, right? It depends how deep you are in whatever you're trying to tackle, right? Whatever you're trying to tackle. So 1 to 2 times a day is common for most people. I do it once a day, right? If I'm just drinking a juice, whether it's cabbage juice or green juice, I might have 2 a day, right? Because it's just because I want a juice. It's not that I might be tackling something, but I want to continue to cleanse. If I'm cleansing, I'll probably 9 times out of 10 do it once a day. And sometimes I don't need to do it every day, because if I can cleanse whatever I feel that's stuck in me and it's out, I'm good. But if I'm trying to heal my gut lining because I have leaky gut, then I need to be consistent and drink a juice 7 days a week, right? At least once a day. But it's most common for people to drink a juice once or twice a day. So you figure out how you want to do that. And you, like I said, you want to start small. Keep it small. Keep it small. And let me see what else I want to share with you. And how long should you drink this? Typically 4 to 6 weeks. You should feel and see a change. You should start to feel and see a difference in your body and how it's reacting. So typically 4 to 6 weeks, right? Not longer than that, not longer than 6 weeks on a particular juice, especially if you're doing cabbage juice, right? All right, so that's the duration. And again, this helps in so many different things. And I gave you a list of things that this drinking cabbage juice will help you to heal your body naturally. I just want to make sure that I did not forget to share something with you. I want you to go and look after this video. You can go on the front page of my channel, and you can see the video where I'm demonstrating a cabbage juice for you. Yes, that's the video where you might hear some noise, but don't pay attention to the noise. Pay attention to the process, right? On how I'm showing you to make your cabbage juice. Don't listen to the noise, okay? Now, once again, this cabbage juice can be very effective. A very effective natural remedy if you do it properly. If you don't understand, or if it's something in my video that you need more clarification on, or you need more answers, then drop a comment in the video. Drop a comment in the bottom section of this video, okay? All right, so there you have it. Like I said, I will put a link to the other juice videos, so you can go watch those, you can go binge watch those, and you can learn. So this is what this channel is about. The Holistic Boss is all about teaching you things that you can learn, grow, and develop from, so you can have a healthier lifestyle, so you can feel better, so you can look better, you can have more energy. Who wants to be tired, right? Nobody wants to be sick and tired. I got sick and tired, which is how I ended up as a certified health coach, because I was not getting ready to have my insides cut, severed, right? Our bodies are made to heal naturally. Naturally. And if you want that, you continue to watch this channel, because that's what this channel is all about. So I like to have fun here with you. I like to teach you and share with you everything that I know that's going to help you heal your bodies naturally. All right? That's what this channel's about. All right, so go share it with your friends and family, co-workers. All right, beautiful. That's it. I'm done. Have an amazing rest of your day. And don't forget to stay whole, healthy, and happy. Take care. Bye-bye.